course, you will have this because when you start to download Mendeley Desktop, of course, you will have an account. This account, it will be like a social media for researchers. So like ResearchGate, and also you'll have account, you can contact with other researchers worldwide, and also you can make a friendship with academic friendship from Mendeley Web. And after that, we will know about Mendeley Import and Mendeley Desktop. As I said before, Mendeley is a reference manager, and also it's academic collaboration. There are around more than 3 million researchers around the world using Mendeley. And also it has a huge database in Mendeley. You can search, like when you search in Google Scholar or you search in Scopus, you can search in Mendeley also to find journals and find papers. So now we will go to start by step using Mendeley. Okay. Okay. I hope everyone have the Mendeley, and also install the Mendeley import. And then we will start to use the Mendeley import. Okay, everyone have Mendeley import?
No.
Okay, you can download through this one. Okay, until we install Mendeley import, we can start with Mendeley desktop. Then later on we'll continue to show you how to install the papers and the journals from Google Scholar, from Mendeley import to Mendeley web, then to Mendeley desktop. Okay, now we open the Mendeley desktop. How to use Mendeley desktop. As you see here, this is Mendeley desktop, and this is in this place there is a Mendeley library, all documents, and we have recently added and recently read, favorites. We will know each one of these during this short course. So this is all documents. As you see here, the documents here for my study are more than 200 documents, all in one file. So if you want to add a new documents to Mendeley library, there are two ways. The first way is manually. You can drag the file directly from your desktop, or you can add from here. You can add the file. Okay, for example, you can click, and it will be show you this one. You can choose any file, and you can download the file that you want. Okay, now we will go to download file by this way, and also to show you how to drag directly to Mendeley library desktop. Okay, now we choose the file. Everyone can start. You add file. I will again add file. Okay, or add documents. Then you go to the documents that you want to add. Any documents, but it should be PDF. It will be the best because all the journals is PDF. So, for example, okay, this is PDF. And now the file already added. This is the first way how to add the file to Mendeley library. Okay, the second way, you can add directly by drag the file into Mendeley library. For example, I have the file. Okay. You can drag directly to just take from the file directly to Mendeley desktop. You see? Now it's already added to my Mendeley library. So if you want to, you download so many journals from desktop or from your files or from Mendeley import, then you can go to make sure your file is already added or no. Just click recently added. If you open here, recently added, It will show you here the year and also the added time. Now we are in 9:35 and this one is added in 9:34. This is the time to show you the file already at this time and it's already added or no. Okay, for example, I open this file. Okay, so it will open a new window in Mendeley desktop. Okay, go back to Mendeley library and I want to know the file that I already read in my, for example, I read it in the morning. I want to check the file that I read it in the morning. So you just go to your recently read. It will show you the file that you lastly read and with the date, with the time. For example, this file I read it on 17/8, and this file I just open it now. It show you the time. That's you just read the file now. Okay, this one it's help you to, for example, if you want to search about the paper that I already read it before 1 month, the paper that I read it in this month, how many papers I read it in this month, and also show you the details, the date and the time. Okay, so if I go to this, go back to your library. Are you from? Is it okay? I'm so fast or continue like this? Okay. For example, this file. When I open this file, this paper, it's very interesting to me. Just click in this star. It will show you this star. You see, it's yellow. When you click here, it's directly go to your favorites. Directly go to your favorites. You see the favorites? This is the paper that I already just click now. If I want to remove it from the favorites, you just click another star, it will remove. This is how to collect your favorite papers in one file. So next time you can go to your favorite file and you will find all the files that you already selected as a favorite files. Okay, this one will, for example, did anyone have, for this one, if I show you now, you see this file, because it's not a journal paper, it's just a flowchart. I just show you how to add the PDF file. Okay, so this is no authors, this is the title, and this is no year, and this is published in, I don't know, it's published in journal or conference, we don't know. So if you have this problem, it will affect when you go to do a reference in your Word. Before you do a reference in your Word, you have to make sure all your files, all your journals and papers have all the details. Authors, title, years, published, add, all the details should be added before you go to your Word. So if you want to make sure that all files is okay and the details is correct, you just come to this needed review. Needed review will show you, for example, this one need to add the authors, this one need to correct the year, to add the year, and so there are many students okay. If you see here, do you have this? Everyone have. You do go to my library. Okay, you will have need review. If you don't have, that means your all reviews, all papers is corrected. All papers is corrected. If you don't have need review, that means all papers is corrected. Can you add now some files and you will see it needs some correction. So if I have the paper, for example this one, but I don't have because this one is my PDF, it's not a paper. I don't have the authors, I don't have the year, I don't have all the details. Okay, it will show you here this yellow rectangular. The yellow rectangular, that means this file or this reference need to some editing. So how can I add or I correct this detail? To correct this detail, there is three ways. The first way, you just click here, search. You see? The last time I didn't have I didn't have the author's name, I didn't have the year, I didn't have the details. So if I click search, it's already show me the details. Okay, but still need some editing, because sometimes you do search, it give you all the journals name and the year, the volume and the issues, the page, all the details. It should be added before you go to your Word. Okay, so what should I do? I already click here, but not all the details already added. So I have to go to the paper itself, and every paper have DOA. This one, you see? DOI, sorry, DOI. It should be in each paper. But some paper they didn't write the DOI, especially the conference paper. But for the journal paper, all have DOI. So if you have the DOI, you can just copy the DOI and add it here. For example, this one is already here. You just click here, click search, then you go. Also, it's not corrected. Actually, this one is sometimes happen, not corrected. But if you do this two ways, search and copy the DOI and search again, it will be corrected normally. But the third way, this is the second way. The third way, you cannot do this editing, so you go to copy the journal name. For example, this one is a conference or the journal international. Okay. Okay, you'll go to copy the journal name. Each paper have the journal name. For example, this one, you copy the journal name and you put it here in the journal name. Then you will copy the year of the publication. For example, this one is 2014. You add all the details manually. This is the third way. If you cannot correct it by search in this rectangular, and if you cannot find the DOI, you can go to add the details manually. Okay, if you add the details manually, this is the page number, and this is the volume number, and the issue sometimes it's not needed. So after we add this one, details, if your details all corrected, you see here all the details corrected, what should you do? If you didn't do the details are corrected, if you didn't click research, the details are corrected, it will stay, the paper will stay in this area, needed to review. It will stay in this, needed to review. So if you do click, details are corrected, it will disappear. You see? It's already disappeared. I will do another example. Okay, this one, all the details corrected. You try to see this one. If I do details are correct, it will disappear from this area, from the needed to review. From needed to review. Can you see? Details are correct. Click, already disappear. Same as to other one. Details are correct, it disappear. Until you finish. As Mr. Muhammad said, you don't have needs review. That means all the details are corrected in your Mendeley. Okay. Now we will go to learn how to add file. Okay, for example, this is my files. Okay, how to create file? You just add folder from this area. You just add file and name the file. Okay. Sorry. Now this is our file, Mendeley. This is the new file. Okay. So if I want to add some reference to this file, just go to my all documents. Go to all documents and select by selection, control and select the files that you want. For example, all this reference I want to add to the new file. If I want to organize my files, so just click on this selected file and directly drag to Mendeley. Okay, to the new file. You will open your new file. You will see the selected file already in the new file. Okay, we can repeat this one. Go to all documents and select the file that you want and just take it to the new file. Okay, this is the new file that I created. If I want to create another file in this file, so many files in one file. Okay, just go to add. You select the file that you want to add file in and go to add file. This is a new file. This file inside Mendeley file. So we have file in file. You can open it the same way. Sorry, folder. Yeah, folder. This is a folder. So when you go to, if you want to name this folder, any name, just leave it like this. And I want to take some file to this folder. You will see. This is how to create a folder. Okay. Now we will try to open one file. Go to all documents. We need to know how to do some editing in the same paper. For example, I'm studying this paper and I want to do some highlight. I want to do some notes in this paper. So, for example, I highlight this one. Just select and go to highlight. This one. It's already highlighted. So I want to do some change in color for selection. Just click by right click and go to change the color that you want. In my, when I read my papers, I choose 3 colors. One color for example, the yellow one, when I select the yellow one for the normal information, I mean it's not very important. And I choose, for example, red color for the important information, and another color for the information that related to my research. Then fix this color along your journey. When you open a new, for example, if you want to refer back to your journals, you already know which one is very important, which one is the least important, which one is related to your work. That's why they do so many colors here to organize, and it's fixed. It's better if you choose your own colors and fix it along all your journey for study. So this is how to select. If I want to delete highlight. Okay. If I want to do select and do highlight, and also highlight again to make sure, to make it very important, it will duplicate the colors. Okay. Now we'll go to, if I want to add note, for example, go to just go to note and add a new note. You can add the note that you want. Then next time, if you want to open this file, you will find all the notes, all the highlighted still in this file, in this paper. So it's easy if you go back to this paper to remind you which one is very important, which one is the note. You realize that after 3 or 4 semesters from your study, when you go back to read the papers that you read it in the first semester, you will know that it's useful way. When you open the new file and you will see the highlight, you will see the notes, it will remind you very easy. That's why Mendeley make it easy for us, easy study and easy research. So if you want to zoom from here, this one is normal information. Okay. Now we already know how to read the files, how to study, and how to add the new files and new folders, and how to add the files to the new folder. Okay, now we need to learn how to add the reference in Word, which is the most important. The most important thing is for Mendeley, it's not only to organize and to organize your study and your research files and documents, it's also manage your reference in your Word. So everyone now, if you don't have, if you didn't install before to Word, for example, I will open my Word now to show you. Okay, this is a Word, my Word. You can go to reference. Okay, if you go to reference, you will find this one, insert citation. Everyone have this? If you don't have this one, you have to close the Word and go to Mendeley, go to Tools and install Install web, uninstall this one. You can click this word for word, install for word. But for me, I already installed. That's why he show me here uninstall. If everyone have this one reference in Word, we can start now how to show you how to do the reference in Word. Okay, how to add a reference in Word. For example, I am reading now in this journal, so I just do example, huh? Okay, for example, I'm writing now in Word and I want to add a reference. How to add reference? Just go to insert citation. Insert, click insert citation. It will show you this window. Okay, this rectangular, it show you how to go to Mendeley. Now we connect Word with Mendeley. Just click go to Mendeley and will show you that all libraries, all documents. For example, I take the information from this journal. So I already select this journal and I go to site. Just click site. When you click site, you see this is the new citation. Everyone follow? Okay, this is the new citation. Okay, then for example, I will do just copy here. For example, I write another statement. I need to add another reference. Okay, just repeat it again. Insert citation, go to Mendeley, and for example, I take the information from this journal or from this one. Yes, then you go to cite. It will cite here. You see? This is the citation. Okay. Some of you will say, I'm not using the citation by name and year. I'm using citation by IAAA, which is number, digital number. Okay, so I go to style. Go to style and you choose the formatting that your university using or the journal that you use. Some journals, for example, Springer mostly they use IAAA, most of the journals, and sometimes in Elsevier also they use name and year or the authors. So they use, for example, American, and for example, UTHM they use this one. Yeah, they use this one. Okay, so I change to IAAA. See, already changed to IAAA. I will do it again. Just this is name and name of the authors and year. So I want to change to IAAA. Just one click. It will change directly to IAAA. Okay. So I need to add a reference here also. Go to insert, go to Mendeley and select the reference that you want and cite. Just cite for me. Okay, now we have 3 citations. So I need to write the reference. Okay. Okay, this is my reference. how to insert the reference here. Just one click. You go to insert bibliography. You see all the reference in front of you. Okay. There are sometimes if we didn't do, as I tell you before, if you didn't make sure that all the details in your reference is corrected, it will show you here the missing authors, missing titles. The reference here will be uncorrected. That's why it's very important to make sure there is no needs review, no reference need review. After you make sure no reference need review, then you go to cite your reference. Otherwise, it will show you here the missing details. For example, sometimes it's missing the journal name, and sometimes missing the year, sometimes missing the page number, sometimes authors. How can you cite the reference without authors? This is a very big problem in front of the people who use Mendeley. So, how to do the correction here? As mentioned before, we can do the correction needs review. You check one by one. One by one, it's already corrected. For example, this one. What is the one that we add today? For example, this one we added today. I will try to add this one as a reference, and I will show you how it's missing many things. Okay, this is a reference. Use it as a reference. We go to Word, then cite here. Insert citation, go to Mendeley, and I will cite this one. Okay, you see? Is it logic? Sometimes the reviewer in the journals, and they reject your paper because of the reference. If your reference is not correct, they will say, how come this researcher is not corrected the reference, which is the easiest things. Then sometimes they reject because of the reference. So reference is very important to be all corrected. So how to correct this one, as I showed you before, to correct it from before you do the insert citation. Otherwise, if the format of, for example, the format of UTHM is not available in Mendeley, for example, this is the style, this is the format, it's not available here. So, and some journals, they have their own style for formatting. So how to add? The best way that what I'm using is do all the writing and do all the citation at the end. At the end, stop using Mendeley. Then you edit here manually. You edit here manually. For example, change the first name, change the last name, do comma, do the year before, after the authors. You change manually according to the formatting of the journal. Yes, it will be a little bit editing. It's not, but Mendeley will make it easy for you to do the reference in one click. Okay. After you do the editing, just convert to PDF or just send it again. But when you do this editing, the manual editing, if you do refresh or use, that's why I tell you stop using Mendeley. The last step or the last, if you want to change to manually editing, stop using Mendeley. If you do refresh, it will be the same things that before editing. So that's why I tell you, forget Mendeley. When you go to the last step to before submission, you do just small editing in the reference, stop use Mendeley. Because if you use Mendeley, it will make it back the same problem. Okay, for example, I write in my literature review, and I want to add some review, some reference in the middle, at the middle of my, for example, here. If you are using manually without Mendeley, you need to change all the numbers after this reference, because you add a new reference. For example, I will add now a new reference here before the first reference, before reference number 1. Okay. Okay, I will add new one here. This is the reference that I want to add. You see, it's not corrected. You will see the problem. It will happen in my reference also. I add this one, site. You see, it's number 1, and all automatic change to, change automatically. No need to change the following reference one by one. This is very difficult. When I use in my master, I use manual. Manual. I didn't use Mendeley. I use manual reference when I write my reference. So when I want to add, sometimes I have a new information, but I don't want to add it. Because of what? Because of if I want to add a new information, I want to change all the reference one by one until the end, and it will give you some mistake, because sometimes you add the reference and you forget to add it here. You add some citation here and you forget to add the reference. It will show you sometimes comments from the panel or from the external panel. They will ask you why there is some citation in the paragraph, but there is no reference. This citation is not in the reference, and this has happened many times. But Mendeley, it will save your time. If you do any editing, it will be edited directly and automatically. So now you can see this one. There is some information missing because we didn't do the editing. So the year is here, and also the problem is the no page number and no volume number, and so many things is missing in this reference. That's why we say to do the editing for your reference before you add it to your Word. It's very, very, very important. Okay. This is all about Mendeley Desktop. Then you organize your file. For example, this is my files, my library. You can organize your library. You can do a new folders. For example, this is one subtitle in my study, aerated concrete. So I do application of aerated concrete and something like this. New files, and every subtitle I do a files. It's easy for me when I go back to study about any subtitle. It's already the files, the papers that I already download already in this file. It will make my research life more easier. Okay. Now everyone have Mendeley import. I don't know Mendeley import here is. Oh, it's for Google Chrome. I don't have Google Chrome. So I will borrow my friend's laptop because I do not have Google Chrome. It couldn't be installed in my laptop. Just 2 minutes. DOI is normally in the first page. If you open the paper, it's only in the first page, and it will find it at the last line. This is the DOI.
So is it a must to have the DOI?
DOI is normally, it's like the number of the paper. Every paper in each journal have DOI.
Yeah, if it is a journal, but it's something else.
Something else like conference, sometimes they don't have DOI. But how you just copy the DOI and you go here, as I said before, and you put it here. Now it's already here. No need to add it. Otherwise, you can copy from here and you add it and you go to search. It will do correct it for all the details. You see here, Mr. Muhammad, he already have all corrected. But needs review is 0. Only one, yeah. So now we will go to Mendeley import. As I show you here, anyone have Mendeley import, it will show you here the sign of Mendeley. You can see here, this is the sign of Mendeley. Okay, now I need everyone open Google Scholar. Google Scholar. Okay, Google Scholar. For example, you search about anything. I like to search about concrete because I am concrete man. Okay, this is I search about concrete. See how many results here? More than 3 million publication. Okay, now I'm reading here. I want to select some paper to my Mendeley library. Now we will do a connection between Mendeley import, then we'll go to Mendeley web, then we'll go back to Mendeley desktop. This is another way that I tell you how to add files to your Mendeley desktop. Okay. So now open this one, Mendeley import. When you open this one, directly all these papers will show in here. Okay. Huh? Okay, I repeat again. Okay. You already open Google Scholar? Already open, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, after you open Google Scholar, you just go to the sign here in for Mendeley import. Just click Mendeley import. It will show you all the papers that you are searching about. For example, here, reinforced concrete structure. Reinforced concrete structure. Okay. Then you select the papers that you have. Sometimes we don't have the PDF, but even you don't have PDF, you need the reference to do citation in your Word. Even you don't have the PDF, you need to download all the reference that you want to do citation. You go just to Google Scholar and search about the title, then use Mendeley import and select by click in this square. Click the papers that you want. For example, we need these two. Okay, everyone follow? Then, after that, you just click save. Now, these two papers are saving. Okay, this one already done. It will show you here, that's already saved. Already saved. Okay. Now open your Mendeley Web. Mendeley Web, the account, your account in Mendeley Web. Okay. Now this is Mendeley Web. After we know Mendeley import, now we will go to Mendeley Web to know everything's in Mendeley Web. This is the library. You open the library. Okay. If you can see here, this is the two papers, the two files that we imported by Mendeley import. And this is the time. If you want to make sure, this is the time. It can show you the time that you add these two files. Now this file, these two files is in your Mendeley Web. You find it or no? Okay. If you want, we can do again. Okay. These two files already added to our library in Mendeley Web. Okay. For example, I am in Kuala Lumpur. I forgot my laptop at home. Okay, I can borrow Muhammad's laptop and open my account and study all my files in my account. This is the library, my library. It's in online and I can open my files, but until now he don't have files. You can add a new files, or you can go to your old documents. You will find the documents that we see. This one Mr. Muhammad already had before. This is the two files you can open and read. Okay, how to read? In Mendeley Web, just open, it will open for you a new window in Google Chrome. Okay, and in Mendeley Web, this is the account. Okay, you can add your photo, you can add the details, your personal details, because he created the file here new, so he didn't have the details. And also your recent publication. If you have a publication, you can add it to your Mendeley, so everyone can see your publication, and everyone can ask you about the publication and download and do citation for you, and you can communicate with others. Okay, for example, I told you that Mendeley have a lot of database, so a lot of papers, a lot of researchers, so many researchers around the world. So if you are researching here about any title or any authors, you can search about the people, you can search about the papers, you can search about the group. There is also groups inside in Mendeley. same as in Facebook or any social media. You can create a group, or you can search about group. And for example, I search here about, for example, bio. Great. Okay, you see, it can show you the papers that same as when you search in Google Scholar or any publisher like Scopus, like Elsevier, Science Direct. You can find the many papers also from Mendeley directly. No need to go to Scopus, or it's easy. It will help you a lot to search about any journals. Okay, if you want to search about people, for example, okay, this is my account. I search about my name, and this is my account in Mendeley. So I can know the details about this person, how much publication, how many citation, how much is H index, and this is the publication that already published. Okay. For example, if I'm interested in any title and any paper, I can contact directly this person and ask him, I want this paper, I want the PDF of this file, and he can help me. So it's very easy to communicate the other researchers. Okay, now we already add 2 files to Mendeley Web, isn't it? So I want to do connection between Mendeley Web and Mendeley Desktop. Everyone can you please open your Mendeley Desktop? Mendeley Desktop. I need to make sure these 2 files already added to my Mendeley Desktop or no, because we already import from Google Scholar to Mendeley Web, then to Mendeley Desktop. Okay? Can you open recently add? You will see nothing. It's not added, isn't it? So how to add it? Just click synchronize. This one, synchronize. Click synchronize. Then you will see here it's downloaded. All the papers that you already import from Mendeley import from Google Scholar, it will download to your Mendeley Web. Then by synchronize, it will download to your Mendeley Desktop. Then you can use it and you can do a reference citation. Okay, now we already have these 2 papers. Okay, if you want to make sure, is it the same 2 that you add, you can check the title or you can check the time. You see, this is the time that we add to our Mendeley Desktop. Then you repeat the same things to add the reference in your word, in your writing. I think that's all about Mendeley, how to use it, how to import the papers from Mendeley import, from Mendeley Web. And if you have any question, you are welcome to ask. Then we will take a break. After that, we continue with Origin Pro. Okay, any question? He said if I am using, for example, Science Direct. Oh, okay, wait. We open any. Okay. For example, I'm using Science Direct. Okay. There is so many papers here. I want to import to my Mendeley web directly from Science Direct. You can click the papers that you want. For example, here you click this one, click one by one, or for example, this one, you do export. When you do export, export. You do not to select all. Okay. So you do here export. It should be here export citation to Mendeley. I don't know why in here there is no Mendeley. Okay. If you want to export, just open Mendeley import. Sometimes it show you here. If you do export, it will show you Mendeley. Yeah, but otherwise you can click Mendeley import, and it will show you here from Science Direct all the papers that you want. Then the same way that you do and save, it will go directly to your Mendeley web. Okay, for example, Scobus. Internet is slow. Okay, this one reference is safe. We go to Mendeley. You see, this is the reference that we add now. It's already added to your Mendeley web. This is the Scobus. Okay. The same things you can do. Mendeley import will solve the problem for you. Just click Mendeley import and it will appear all the papers the same as from Google Scholar, from Science Direct, from Scobus, from any publisher. You can click the papers that you want, then save directly. Okay. Another question?